Yep. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone joined here. Welcome to IEEE WIE PBL camp. And thanks for joining with us again today. I'm Indumati Gunashekaran, working as an associate software engineer at Accenture in the field of cloud. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all for another session of fantastic learning. And I'm once again extremely glad to introduce our today's guest, Jenifer ma'am. Before delving into the session, I would like to give a small introduction about our speaker today. Jenifer Madam is a project specifications manager at Instrumentations Group, Parker Hannifin Corporation in Latin America. And she's also a mechatronics engineer, graduated from San Buenaventura University in Bogota, Colombia. She did a Master of Business Administration from the Polytechnic University in Puerto Rico. And Jenifer Madam is an IEEE senior member, and she's being a part of IEEE as a member and as a volunteer for more than 16 years since today. And she's currently serving in the roles of IEEE Women in Engineering Global Committee Chair for the year 2021, Secretary of IEEE Region 9 Executive Committee for the year 2021, and the member of IEEE Industry Engagement Committee. Previously, she served as the section chair of IEEE Puerto Rico and Caribbean section from the year 2018 to 2019, Women in Engineering Committee member at large from the year 2019 to 2020, and Puerto Rico and Caribbean Section Technical Activities Chair in the year 2020. Recognizing her accomplishments, she has been recognized with IEEE MGA Achievement Award 2020 for her sustained and outstanding achievements in promoting students, young professionals, and women in engineering membership development in Latin America and Caribbean. And she has also won the Oscar C. Fernandez Outstanding Volunteer Award of the IEEE Latin America for her outstanding contributions to her IEEE section. On behalf of everyone joined here today, feels glad to welcome Jenifer ma'am to give her insights on WIE opportunities for school students and the importance of learning skill development at an early age. Over to you, Jenifer ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the great introduction and for inviting me today. I will proceed with sharing the presentation because I tend to do my presentations a little more personal, just sharing a little bit my experience because I think that moving from theory to what actually happens is more impactful than just maybe talking about what could be achieved. So, okay, you can see my presentation now. So,
Yes, ma'am, it's
perfect.
visible. Yeah, yeah.
So again, we will be talking about IEEE WIE opportunities for school students and the importance of skill development in an early stage. Again, my name is Jenifer Castillo. First of all, I want to share with you that I am an absolute fan of the Ras Bahari, I think is the way you pronounce it, that in Colombia is Uchuva, and the mangosteen, that in Colombia is mangostino. One thing that I found fantastic, I want to say like 10 years ago or 12 years ago, we have this guy, Ravi Toby, that he is Indian and he lives in the US and he was visiting Colombia. He was so glad to see uchuvas everywhere. And then I start reading about it, and we do have a lot of gastronomic um, common ground between India and Colombia. So it makes sense if you see the map, but that's fantastic for me. This is a nice picture that was taken to me in 2019 in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. This was the student branch regional meeting. I was the chair of that event. And what I can tell you is, you can say that I'm really committed to students. And I really think that we need to keep nurturing you in order to have our future leaders and to keep having this amazing institute we have. So first of all, please ask, This will be very boring if you don't participate. This without you doesn't work. But I've heard from previous comments that you are very participative, so I'm glad about that. Where did I begin? I began as the University of San Buenaventura student branch WIE chair. I was recruited by two amazing women in the student branch, and after some months, I became the chair. Afterwards, I became the chair of the student branch. But I just want to point out, these are some of the positions. These are not all, but some of the positions that I've had in IEEE. If I tell you gold used to be YP. No, YP used to be gold, actually. That tells you how long I have been a volunteer. But to be honest with you, it all began in my student branch as a student. And that has been the firm ground for everything to grow in IEEE, and a lot of what I do use currently as a professional as well. So I do want to share that with you. What happened there? In IEEE and in IEEE WIE, because it's in general, IEEE, the institute, offers these opportunities. I'm going to talk about each one in a minute, but I wanted to highlight 5 things that I think you are going to get as a volunteer, you are going to get as a member in IEEE that you wouldn't get any other in any other place, and that is going to prepare you for the future professional challenges and etc. So first one is the administrative experience, then the teamwork, the leadership opportunities, the intrapreneurship, and the multicultural experience. I'm going to talk about each one. So in the administrative world part, what happens is when you are in a student branch, if you are planning an event, if you are planning running meetings, if you are reporting, this is something that if you go, you only attend to classes in the university. You are not going to get in a class. This is something you learn by diving into this kind of groups. So why I'm mentioning this is key in a job. You will need to attend meetings. You will need to do reports eventually. You will need to be able to plan things. And the fact that you have the opportunity to do so in the university is fantastic for example, your first job application. Then we have the teamwork. And yes, in the university, we can have, for example, a lot of work or a lot of assignments that you have to do as a team. But in IEEE, you are running a little company. You are running a little organizational unit. So you don't have to just have a deliverable. You have to have an operation running. And that kind of thing without the team cannot be done. So the first thing that I did and that I keep doing is understanding who am I in a team? What are my values? What I give to the team and what can I improve? So people would like to work with me as well. Because working as a team is a two-way street. You want to work with the team, but you want the team to work with you as well. The second thing is listening. As you can tell, I am a talker. So listening is important. And one thing that I know is these are the things that I have to strengthen, that I had to strengthen. And I've been working on that. And I think I've been doing a tremendous job on that. And again, I realized about that soon enough before it was actually a big deal for me as a professional. Respect others' opinions, and I really think this is important in a team, but also this is important in life. So that's good that you have the opportunity to see that. This one I love, and it's witness others' successes. I don't know, I love see people thriving, and I love supporting people thriving, and I realized that in a university. And it was like how I can help you to thrive. And when you people feel supported, they give you their best. So I really think that that's a very good point in a team. And last but not least is understanding that it is not only about myself, but for the greater good. So for example, if you have an idea, that is fantastic. The idea is nothing if it is not executed. And it has to be executed by the team. Now it is the team's initiative. It became an initiative. So I've seen so many times this, but this is my idea. No, this is for the greater good. I, for example, have plenty of ideas, and I give it to other people for them to do it because my focus is on the greater good. And I think that by witnessing what we did in the student branch and in the affinity group, and by witnessing how the girls, for example, react to our STAR activities and to, the STAR activities is the outreach activities we do to encourage girls in the schools to pursue STEM careers. To see that, to witness that, it showed me that we do have a purpose and we have a greater good that we need to attain as a team. And I think this is very valuable. Leadership opportunities. This is, I think that very good in IEEE because at an early age, you feel you are growing in some way. So when you get to again, I got to be the student branch affinity group chair. And that was for me like an appointment, like a first appointment in an organization. And I felt a responsibility, I felt accountable, and I started learning how to lead people. And leading volunteers is way more difficult than leading employees because the volunteers, they don't get a pay. So you need to show them the vision, the way, why are they important, why are they valuable. And if you transmit this to your daily job and you have a team that, yes, they are employee, but you treat them in that way and you show them a purpose, they will answer better than when they get paid. So I really think this is very important. That this is an outcome that I got from IEEE that is fantastic. The other thing is give results, because having, for example, an opportunity to lead WIE, yes, it's very nice to sign that, to include that in your signature, in your emails. But actually, what took me here is that every time that I got an opportunity, I gave results. My first opportunity as a professional, a young professional in the IEEE Colombia section, was to create the marketing, the brand of IEEE Colombia section. That was a micro volunteering job, but I did it as if it was something so important for society. I really thought I have to do my best because this is the only way I can get some exposure and some opportunities. So I'm telling you, that's another thing that I learned in IEEE. And if I take it right now to my professional life, I am known in Parker for giving results. And that is very good because people trust you. They are willing to give you opportunities, to give you future projects because they know you are going to handle that. So that's good. Be kindly available. I try to be available as a leader, and I learned it again in IEEE because many volunteers may think, hey, I'm a volunteer, so I'm available when I'm available. And not really. I mean, you're a volunteer and everybody counts on you if you are in a position. So be kindly available is important. And if you transmit that to the professional life, again, people like when you are open. You don't have to say yes to everything. Actually, no is a perfectly right reply, but give the no with an option, not just a plain no. What else can be done? And you are available to support at least. So that's something again that I learned in IEEE. When I became the student branch chair, that was like my first promotion, and that felt so good. I don't know, but that like opened a bottle for me, and that was like, I can do many things in life, and I can achieve many things in life, and I don't think I would have had that sense of accomplishment without IEEE and just by attending classes. Entrepreneurship. I love these new concept. It's not a new concept, but I love this concept because, hey, not everybody's an entrepreneur. My dad is an entrepreneur and he wants me to be an entrepreneur. And not everybody is. Maybe in the future I will be, but right now I'm perfectly comfortable by being an employee in a nice company. But what happened is people think that employees or people that belongs to organizations just have to follow certain things and just to click on a clock and that's it. And what IEEE showed me is that you can be an entrepreneur. You can come with ideas in IEEE, with projects, and build up the institute. This institute is built up by volunteers. We are the wheel. Don't get don't be shy about proposing. Don't be shy about showing what you can do. We do build this institute. What happens is, when I took this concept to my company, when I start doing entrepreneurship in Parker, that was very highly valuable. That is what in industry they call drive, good drive. I do have ideas, but I also have hands to make them work. And I think that's something that I learn in IEEE, and I pass it and I use it every day of my life as a professional as well. The multicultural experience. I mean, look at this. I am with you all. I love it. I really think that this is something that is sometimes, and I can tell you, sometimes you have meetings with people in industry, and they really feel that their circle and their city is unique. The bad things and good things only happen in that particular place. And no, my friend, I mean, universe is huge. So when I got these multicultural experiences, when I got contacts with leaders from other countries, with affinity groups and student branches from other countries or cities, for example, the national student branch meeting in Colombia, that for me was eye-opening. When I saw that many people has fantastic ideas, that they have very similar experiences, challenges, constraints that I had. And I really think that it opened my mind and my landscape a lot. And if you ask anybody in Parker right now, I'm considered a person that has a very global vision, that do not think about her division only, but as a global company. And that's something I owe to IEEE as well. And again, access to global success stories. I am one of those that think that we don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. That's not the way humanity and society grows. That's why I'm one of those that, hey, this is an initiative I did, do it. This is an idea that I have, do it. And I love to replicate. I am always praising returning mothers in India, because I think it is a fantastic event. We should have returning mothers events everywhere. And I'm sure Ramalata is not against that, because she is just like that. Hey, I did this, do it, because this is for the greater good. And that multicultural experience, again, that access to global initiatives is what I think it makes us grow as humanity. And this is something I really want to share with you. Growing as a volunteer in a multicultural environment makes you become an inclusive professional. And I cannot tell you, this is priceless. Being an inclusive professional, when you actually break that bias, when you include people from any place in the world, any gender, any religion, when you see beyond that, you are including the best of the best talents, and your projects, your company, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are going to be in a team in your company, that makes you have the best of the best in your team. And when you do that, your results are going to be the best of the best as well. And that's something that you can only achieve by being inclusive, but have a diverse team. And I really think that that's what multicultural environments generate. With all being said, I got my first job, and I have to thank IEEE and that I speak English. That's a fact. And my first job, it was with Parker Hannifin representative in Colombia. I was a product specialist. They saw in my HB, in my CV, I'm sorry, that I was the chair of the student branch, and that we did the robotics, the Colombian robotics, a Colombian robotics event. I don't know how to translate that specific word. So the sponsor of that event was the direct competitor of Parker. And when they saw that, and that they saw that I had administrative experience, and they saw that I care for people because of the outreach events with WIE, and they saw that I spoke English, they hired me. 2 years after, no, 1 year after, they sent me to Brazil for a year. So I speak also Portuguese. And they gave me the opportunity to be trainee. And I got to tell you, I had the time of my life. After that, I went to another company, then I came back to Parker when I moved to Puerto Rico. And again, right now I'm still in Parker. I have yellow blood all over. But again, this show you, this is showing you the results of what I've learned and I experienced. And by growing in Parker, show you as well that I'm actually growing as a professional as well. So this is, I have so many things to thank to IEEE and IEEE WIE that I really want to share. So I want to say a month ago, let me grab coffee. A month ago, we had this mentorship session in Parker with an executive leader, and he suggested to do a tool chest. I loved it. Never in my life I've done a tool chest. So that was about, and I designed one. He didn't give us a form or anything. He just and hey, I'm talking about a he, and this is a mentoring in Parker that is peer W. It is to empower and encourage women to grow in Parker, and he is a mentor. So I love it. Again, Ramnik, same here. Well, so the tool chest was about understanding which were my positions in the past and what have I learned from that. So when we were in the mentorship event, we were with another 3 ladies, and they were talking about how everything they've learned, it was in their, for example, in Parker, in their work, or in the university, and many people didn't have a lot of social networking learning. And when it was my turn and I talked about IEEE, this guy was so impressed. He was like, I can't believe that you learned so many things. I wish I would have had that opportunity or pursue that opportunity. So when I tried to do my tool chest, I realized that many of the initial skills that I have in my early careers were all thanks to IEEE and WIE. All. I learned afterwards my first employment a whole other set of skills, but I was very proud of that and thankful for the opportunity to do that. And again, these skills were the foundation of my initial career and my current one. I still use a lot of the skills that I've learned in IEEE. I don't know if you know about Volt. You are in this student, so maybe you're too young for that, but in the future you can apply for that. And it's the volunteering learning training that IEEE has. And I am a Volt graduate, and I can tell you it is a fantastic opportunity to grow as a professional and as a person. They are giving you things like from how to deal with difficult people to how to be accountable in blah, blah, blah. So, hey, so that shows you that IEEE gives you tools to grow as a professional. And that's fantastic for me. And now what really matters. What happened when I was a volunteer in IEEE? I've shared these slides many times in my presentations. I don't mind to share that again and again. When I was in IEEE, I found that no. Let me tell you the story properly. Back in 2012, I got married, and in my wedding night, I received this message in the Facebook Messenger. And this is a lady telling me that she was very grateful. No, that she wanted to congratulate me for my wedding, this and that, and that she attended to this presentation in a university where she was learning about the experience of an engineering student, and she got inspired and she pursued engineering degree, and now she's the CEO of her company. And but by then she was an IEEE volunteer and everything, and she said that person was me. And I can tell you, I couldn't tell this story before without crying. I can tell it now without crying forever, but in the past I couldn't. So this what showed me is, if you see my career in IEEE, maybe being the WIE Affinity Group Chair was the first position formal position that I had, leadership position. And when I was doing these kind of events, I was thinking about the sandwiches, the operation, the sandwiches, it uses the video beam, is the attendee, are the attendees already here and everything. And I didn't actually thought that somebody was actually hearing me, and that I made a difference in somebody else's life. That's huge. I learned about that like many years afterwards. And what I understood is, you are making a difference in somebody else, and you need to understand that you have a purpose in everything you do. I put that in my daily job as well. I do it in my volunteering job. And I actually try to find the purpose of what I am doing. And again, this is thanks to WI. It really showed me that you have an impact in society. And I don't think that university, just by attending to classes, will give you this experience for life. With this, I would like to close by sharing with you, I'm sure many of you know Indra Nooyi. She used to be the CEO of Pepsi, if you don't know her, and if you want to learn about her, look for her. She is a very accomplished woman, but also tenacious woman. And I feel I am a tenacious woman. And one thing I love is, look at this. She says, please help others rise. Greatness comes not from a position, but from helping building the future. We have an obligation to pull others up, and I could not agree more. We do have these obligations to rise as a person. With that, I can give you just one last thought. Be kind with yourselves. Most of all in a pandemic, everybody thought that in a pandemic, everybody had to learn 5 languages, learn how to do yoga, drop the 10 pounds we always want to drop, and just be kind with yourselves. Know what you want to do. Be aggressive with your goals, but be kind with yourselves. The other is be kind with others. If something, after Hurricane Maria passed through Puerto Rico, I was out of electricity for 54 days, for example. I couldn't call my dad for 5 days. He didn't know if I was alive or not in Colombia, and my mom. So one thing that I saw after the Hurricane Maria is how people help each other when these kind of situations happen. How people drop their phones and they just go and help each other. And I wish that after this pandemic, that's what we will do. We will be kind with each other and we will help each other. And that doesn't mean you have to be a mat. I don't know how to translate this in English. In español is no seas una alfombra, no seas un tapete. You don't have to be a mat. Be kind doesn't mean that you don't have an opinion. Be kind doesn't mean that you are going to let people walk all over you. But you do have your opinion. You do have your drive. And you want to also make that respectful. But again, kindly, respectfully. Stay grounded. Um, do not forget where you come from. You are going to grow. If you are here, if you are listening to this, you are going to grow because you care more about your personal development than just attending classes. So that highlights you, that it shows that you are going to achieve things. Just whenever you achieve them, stay grounded. And last but not least, together we're better. We will rise. We will get to great places if we are together. Alone, people do not. People achieve specific things very quickly alone. But if we want to get to greater places, we do have to do it together. And that's what I wanted to share today with you. And with that, I will stop sharing. And I left 15 minutes for questions.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Indu, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jenifer Madam, for sharing our insights with us. We find it really useful. And thanks once again for sharing your experience with us today. We have few minutes left, guys. So students, if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat box. I'll take over to our speaker.
Indu, can I ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you so much, Jennifer, ma'am. It was really wonderful session and inspirational one. I would say the whole session was the alignment to our PBL CAM concept because these are the core qualities which school students, the pre-university students should have. And by tomorrow, they're gonna use this leadership opportunities and all those things because we're gonna make a teams out of these. They are all from different state, different countries together, and we will be shooting out a problem statement to solve them. So I want to ask you, from your perspective, what do you think like the diversity and the inclusion point of view? Which is like, is it very necessary for pre-university students or how it impacts?
um, I do have to tell you that diversity and inclusion initiatives in early stages of students is key, and this is my opinion, is key. So in 50 years or in 30 years or in 20, let's say 30, 20 years, we don't have to keep talking about having diversity and inclusion committees in companies because it is already in our nature. It is already in our mind. Nobody has to tell us that we have to be inclusive because it is part of our reality. And when you achieve this kind of a structural, systemic change, that is where you want that is what you want to reach. And I really think that by starting talking about this in early stages in the universities, we will make that change in the system and not only in a certain company.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I also think that diversity and DQ, which is a new term that came into the market, diversity conscient, is very necessary for all of the people, all of the students at the early stages itself, because it gives the exposure to learn about different culture, and they can learn about the. I would say it's very unique. I want to know about U.S. culture. I want to know about South India culture, what's going on there, and vice
I
versa.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
So
And
yeah.
it's the same thing, it's the same concept when I get the question of where do you see WIE in 10 years, women in engineering in 10 years? I would love to say that it is unexistent, that it doesn't exist anymore, that we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish and we don't need a group to support the inclusion of women in technology. It is not the situation right now. We are still having a huge gap. And after the pandemic, that gap increased because women has a lot of the load of the caregiving or in some cultures if one of the parents have to stop working, it should be women, not men, just because no matter if the women makes more money, doesn't matter, that's the culture. So after this pandemic, the gap increased. So while this gap is not decreased to a very good level, while this is already in our nature, we will still need WIE. But where I would like to see it in 10 years, non-existent. That is my dream, my utopia. So
Thank you
Jennifer,
so much, ma'am.
Thank
Yeah.
I have a quick request for you.
yes,
You're gonna make some plans to come and join us in Rhode Island for the WIE conference in 2021.
I would love to, the East Forum. I am already in contact with them, and I will be very happy to join. Of course, that is on my agenda actually.
I live nearby and I plan to volunteer there and maybe make a presentation. And I can't wait to meet you in person. You're just simply amazing. And
Thank you.
I'm a huge fan of the Caribbean countries. I've traveled quite a bit and I am learning Spanish every day, todos los días, and it's coming slowly.
But slowly
And
but steady. Fantastic.
sincerely, yes. Maybe in a year from now, I'll be having a fluent conversation with you in Espanol. And
Fantastic.
I appreciate your event today, Ramnik. I'm just meeting from all over the place in your. So it's wonderful
you.
meeting you, and a
Thank you,
wonderful
Chitra.
talk to the students. Very much to the point. Your skills come flying through in your presentation.
Thank you. Ramalata. Ramalata, my hero. Ramalata has a lot of patience with me. Because I ask, I ask, I
Thank
ask,
you
I
so
ask.
much. Thank you for honoring us with this presentation, and thank you for addressing our students. Already, this camp has been acknowledged by each and every one of the attendees that it's the best camp they have attended. And even from the inauguration, I never would have believed it, from such a diverse group of people from so many countries, but every one of them is so appreciative of the camp and the way it is going. And now you have added another gem to our camp. So thank you so much.
No, thank you.
And it's really like what Chitramam said. I have found it so gratifying and so wonderful working with you. Mm, I'm telling you, children and team members, it is not just for the sake of telling, but I really admire Jen, because the way she tackles any problems, the way she thinks, not only with one perspective, but different perspectives, and also hears the different things about that particular problem from so many mouths, and finally takes a decision which is very positive and at the same time which will be very impactful. So that has actually amazed me, and I'm so thankful to be with her and working with her, in fact. So
Thank you,
I'm very
Ramalata.
happy. Oh, yes. I'm admiring you, your work, your way of thinking, and your way of connecting with the people, all those things. It's really amazing. Thank you, Jen. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Ramalata. Oh my gosh.
Thank you once again, Jenifer ma'am, for your words, and thank you, Ramlata ma'am. Now we have a small token of appreciation from our side. We would like to present
Can I
you.
tell you something?
Yeah.
The first time that I got a token for appreciation was also in an Indian event a year, I want to say like 6 months ago. Ramalata was in this event as well. And I was so surprised by that. I was so, I was like, what? So, but it's not that I'm surprised, I'm not surprised anymore. I'm just as honored, but that was a very funny reaction back then. Thank you very much.
Please accept this e-memento from our team.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
ma'am.
much.
Yeah, we hope you liked it.
Yes. Thank you very much.
So, yeah, thank you, ma'am. I'm leaving the attendance link in the chat box. Students, please fill your attendance in the G form. And thank you all once again for joining with us today.
Indu, you are missing one thing which is very important. We're going to
Yeah.
have a group pic very quickly because Jenifer ma'am is very short of the time. She's going to go somewhere. So yeah,
Okay.
dear all, please come
No,
on the
I'm
camera.
not
Let's.
going anywhere. I'm working.
Oh
this
yeah,
is,
you're working.
remember
Yeah.
that it's 9:30 in the morning in Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. Sorry about that.
let's take
Taking
a
your office
picture.
time.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be
Okay.
here.
Dear all students, teachers, and parents, please come on the camera. We can have a quick pic. And
I
I
love it.
definitely, yeah. There you go, ma'am. You see the excited faces of the young
Oh
students.
my
Yes,
gosh.
look at
I
this. Look,
love it.
isn't that, aren't they amazing? Aren't they amazing, Jennifer? I
It's the
wish,
ultimate goal. I'm telling
yes,
you, that is the
they,
ultimate
every
goal.
one of them exudes so much enthusiasm and hope for our future. And by the way, I miss it, Jennifer. I shed tears when Arecibo came down. Just wanted to
Oh,
let you know.
no, that was
I
that was
cried.
terrible. But
I
we'll
cried.
see what happens. Oh, look at those faces. Thank you for joining us. Actually, thank you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this. When
No,
we are
it's
in
for
these
us.
leadership
I would say
positions, mhm,
from our side, ma'am. It's an opportunity for us, not for you.
no, no.
That you
When
joined us
we are
today.
in these leadership positions, to be honest with you, we become very administrative. We want to enable you to do things. We don't go to schools anymore. We try to give you the tools. So for me to have this opportunity is fantastic because I don't experience this as often as I did in my early volunteer career. So thank you very
Sure.
much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming. Okay,
Hey guys,
everyone,
we
let's
need
make a
more
W.
people to show up your face. We want to see everybody. I've been trying to see all these other hidden faces.
Yeah, we are missing someone.
Yeah,
Aparna,
Okay.
ma'am, you just gone away. Yeah. Okay, let's make a W and let's take a quick pic. Indu, I will take it. You just make a
Okay.
W. Okay.
Okay.
I want, yeah, there you go. One, two, and Ramlata ma'am, are you setting down? Yeah. Okay. One and two and three. There you go. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And good day to Jenifer ma'am and Chitra ma'am joining from outside
You
India.
you
And
can find me in LinkedIn. I accept everybody in LinkedIn. I'm very reachable, and I can tell you, inspire yourselves, be disciplined, and you will achieve many things in your life just by showing here today. That's a huge step, and this week. So learn a lot, and see you on Saturday. That I will
yep.
give a couple words just to say goodbye, and thank you very
Yeah.
much,
Saturday
everybody.
for you, Sunday for us. Yeah. Sure, ma'am. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you, ma'am, for joining. Bye bye.
Bye.
everybody, good night.
Thanks all. Bye bye.